This is Let's Tarot with Fujimori Midori on the DS. Well then, let's do some tarot reading together with Teacher Fujimori today. Good morning. Before we begin, a greeting from me. You aren't tired? You shouldn't overdo things or overexert yourself. Well then, let's do today's tarot reading. Firstly, mix up the cards using the touch pen. Once they're mixed, press next. Select a card you like and touch it. This is the card you picked. Well then, let's take a look at it. This is the Tower in its correct position. Today, there is a worry that you might suddenly get angry about some very small thing. Well then, let's carry on tarotting today. Now I'm gonna have Fujimori do a reading for me for today. Let's hope I'm lucky. Well then, what do you have on your mind today? This is the love page. Please select the topic you wish to have your fortune read for. This is the work and study page. This is the money and health page. And this is the overall and personal relations page. So I'm gonna have her do a reading on the luck for my health in the near future. Well then, this time we'll be using a spread called the 2 card. But before that, let's make sure you've got everything ready. Do you have tarot cards with you at the moment? No. Well then, I'll lend you my cards. It's important to get used to using tarot cards in real life too, though. Well then, let's get started right away. Firstly, I want you to think about in your head the thing that we're going to do a reading for today. Once you're thinking about it, press next. Next, let's mix up the cards. This is called shuffling. Firstly, using both hands, calmly cut the deck that's face down in front of you. And then, while thinking about the question, use both hands and mix the cards together in a clockwise direction. When you're mixing the cards, if suddenly something comes to you, then stop shuffling. Well then, using the touch pen on the lower screen, mix the cards, and if something comes to mind, then press next. So we need to shuffle them in a clockwise direction, and then hopefully something will come to me. Maybe? Okay. Next, we'll put the cards together that you've finished shuffling. When you're putting them back together, be careful not to bend the cards. Well then, now we'll lay the cards out in a spread. So in this reading, we use the 7th card from the top. One by one from the top, we'll place the cards next to the deck. Be careful not to mix them up with the deck. Now we'll lay out the next card, the 7th card. We'll be using 2 cards in a spread called the 2-card spread. Firstly, we lay out the 7th card. Next, we lay out the 8th card. We won't be using the other cards this time, so we'll put them in a place where they won't get in the way. Well then, in the order that we laid them down, let's turn the cards over. Firstly, we'll turn over from this card. This card tells us the final result of this reading. Next, we'll turn over this card. This position tells us a method for a countermeasure for this reading. For the cards you'd like to know more about the result, just select them by touching. When you press next, the reading will finish. This is the Chariot in its reverse position. And this represents a situation in which, a condition in which you cannot make actions because you do not have bravery. Without taking the courage, you can't make actions. Your health in the near future, unfortunately, your fortune doesn't come to mind immediately. Because you feel fine, you let your guard down and run around here and there. You'll soon wear yourself out, is what this suggests. You should be especially careful of pain in your thighs, okay? There's concern that you might get a fever as well. But it will end after only being temporary. So now let's check the countermeasures. This is the Emperor in the reverse position. Because he is in a high position, it represents a condition of being in a state of pride. The countermeasure for you to become healthy is to try letting your body unwind. You who are always busy, try getting a full body massage, and I recommend putting your whole heart into relaxing. So that was my reading for today. So I have to be careful not to get sick, and I have to get a massage. Okay, so that was Let's Taro.